Hello and welcome to the second video of EFT for Holistic Living. In the first video, we already talked about the introduction of EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, where it comes from, what kind of issues we can work with. In fact, even in your manuals, you have already those issues and already a list of issues that you can work with through EFT. In fact, I came across this particular book called Even Though I Have Cancer, which is about a particular lady suffering from cancer and how she resolves her entire carcinoma through the effect of EFT, which is brilliant, isn't it? So, in the second video, we are going to talk about the basic recipe of EFT. EFT has many layers. As I told you, it's a stand-alone technique through which you can resolve anything and everything. You don't even need any other modality. And 5 minutes of EFT can bring you the kind of relief that even 5 sessions of talk sessions cannot bring. So it's an energetic release, and many times rationalization of energy and rationalization of emotion does not work. So EFT is that technique that even if you do not believe in, it will still work. And sometimes, in fact, all the time, we also test its efficacy. For example, when we tap and we talk, we also check post tapping and talking whether the intensity of the problem or the intensity of the disturbing memory, or probably the pain in the shoulder, or probably the irritation in the neck, or maybe the difficulty in swallowing, or say, for example, the headache or the nose irritation has gone down or not. We always check, we always taste the efficacy of EFT or of the problem and of the issue after doing the first round or the second round or the third round of tapping and talking. So, to tell you about the basic recipe, as I told you, EFT is based on the energy meridians and tapping on the energy meridians wherever they open up. So, as I told you that Gary Craig had found out 10 different points, and these 10 points are the points that needs to be tapped. What do you mean by tapping? Tapping means gently doing this or this. You tap not very lightly as if like a feather, because you will not even feel it, and also not very hard because it will pain. You tap it in a way where you can at least just feel it. You can feel the sensation, the vibration of this tapping. Now when you tap, where do you tap? The tapping is of those 10 points. So even though you don't require all the points, I'm still going to show you all the 10 points. Okay, so the first point is this. This is the top of the head. Sometimes to find out the exact point, it's okay to just hold your ears like this and do this. Wherever these two fingers are meeting, this is the point. However, I understand that while doing the EFT, it might be difficult to accurately pinpoint this particular point, right? So what you do is you probably use 2 fingers, or you probably use 4 fingers, and you tap around it like this. When you tap around it, you will definitely cover the point at the top of your head. And while you are tapping, you are not tapping like a feather. You're not like doing this, right? Because if you do this, you will not even feel it. And you're also not doing this because it will begin to hurt. But you do this enough to feel it, gently tapping. So this is the first point, okay? The second point is this, at the beginning of the eyebrow. It's not here, it's not here, it's here. Wherever the eyebrows begin, it's the beginning of this eyebrow, okay? And to ensure that you tap on the right point, we usually use 2 fingers, okay? So that we don't fret around that whether I'm covering the right point or not, but you just do this, gently tap or gently tap. It doesn't matter which side of the body you are doing it, but you just do it in any side of the body, whether left, whether right. The third point is this, and by this I mean the end of this eye, where there is this bone, right? and the socket moves into that bone. So this particular bone where it ends, this bone has an ending, right? So that is the point, that bony ending. And then the point here is this, below the eye, again, where there is this bone, the zygomatic bone, it's called the zygomatic bone, the fourth point. So you tap here. It's not here, it's not here, it's here. In fact, one finger can be on the slanting of the nose and the other finger can be here, right? So you tap it here. It's not here, it's not here, it's here. Okay? Now, the fifth point is the easiest point actually. It's below the nose here. This area is also called as philtrum. 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 So this is the point. So you tap this point gently. Then the sixth point is this, the chin point. This is the chin. Okay. So again, to ensure that you are tapping on the right point, you tap on the chin. Then there is this point called the collarbone. So to tap on the collarbone, what happens is this is where the collarbone ends, right? This is where the collarbone ends. Here. This is where the collarbone ends. So it's the ending of the collarbone. Sometimes you may not be able to tap with two fingers. So what I usually do is I either do this, the ending of the collarbone, or I use this light fist, and I use it. When you become an expert, you can do this also. You will automatically, your hand will automatically go to that point. Then the eighth point is not in the underarm, but below the underarm. For men, it is the line from the nipple, and for women, it is, of course, below the bra strap. So it will be here. And you use all four fingers to tap. You tap gently here. Okay? Then the next point is this. This is the most important point. Why? Because this is called the karate chop. What is the karate chop? You do karate with it, you break bricks. How come? Because there are many meridians that run through this particular part of your body. Hence, so much of energy is being passaged, right? Because so much of energy is being passaged, this is the most energetic part of all the parts that you have tapped so far. So you tap this. Again, there is no fixed way of tapping this. You can use this way, all four fingers. Some people use it this way. Some people also even rub. I prefer to do it this way. With these fingers, I just tap this karate chop. This is called the karate chop. You may forget all points, but you cannot forget the karate chop. Even if at times when, say, for example, you are in a meeting and within the meeting you end up feeling anxious. And under the table, if you are tapping, say under the table you are tapping, then you of course can't tap all the points on your face and on your body in your collarbone, but you can at least go on gently tapping this part of your body. So this is the karate chop. And the last point is this point. Between this finger and this finger is this portion of the hand called the gamute point. So you gently rub it. Some people tap it, some people also rub it. Okay? So you gently rub it. These are the 10 points. There are also some points on the fingers which I will come later when probably when I'm doing some amount of core issue and inner child work through EFT. But these are the main points. Let me repeat the points once again. The first point was above the head, at the top of the head, at the top of the crown. The second point was at the beginning of the eyebrow. The third point was at the end of this particular bone where the eye moves into the socket. The fourth point was this particular bone which depresses into the eye. Then there was the chin point. Then there was the chin point. This is the nose point, below the nose. This is the chin point. Then, of course, the collarbone. Yeah, collarbone, where the collarbone ends. Then you have below the underarm, on the side of the rib cage. Then you have the karate chop. And then, of course, you have the 9 gamute point, this point. We are leaving the fingers as of now. We are not going to tap the fingers, but we will keep them later to learn how to do other forms of EFT through the fingers. But right now, we are focusing on these 10 points. Okay? Now, the points are clear, I believe. So how do we go about doing EFT now? So EFT again has something called a setup statement. What is a setup statement? For example, if I have, say, a headache, okay, and I want to talk about the headache and how the headache is making me feel, what kind of emotions, what kind of feelings, what kind of thoughts are associated with my headache. Of course, these are points that define my headache, right? So therefore, what happens is, even before I talk about the headache, I have to understand that the headache is probably just a part of me. It's in my head. It's not in my shoulder. It's not in my hand. It's not in my arms. It is probably not in my chest, but it's in my head. It's a part of me. It's not the whole of me. So problems are like that. Whenever we have a problem, it becomes overwhelming in nature because we do not know how large that problem is. Or is it a part of us or is it the whole of us? So EFT also functions on the premise that every problem that we are having is only a part of us. And therefore, the moment a problem shows up in our body or in our awareness or in our system, what we do, we immediately reject it. For example, if you have a headache, your next reaction will be, oh God, why do I have this headache? Well, when will it go next? If you have a stomach ache, the next reaction is a reaction of rejection, that why do I even have this stomach ache? I have so many work to do, so much work to finish. Why do I have this right now? So the reaction, the emotional, energetic reaction to a problem is a reaction of rejection. And the more we reject, the more it becomes larger for us because we have to keep on paying attention to it, right? So what happens in EFT is, instead of rejecting it, we acknowledge that, well, this is a part of me. If I'm having a stomach pain, then the stomach pain is just a part of me. It's not the whole of me. My entire body and my system is free. Only my stomach is being hurt, and my abdominal canal is being hurt at that point of time. Similarly, for an emotional issue, for example, a fear of examination, the fear of examination will have a limited time. Post the examination, I will not have that fear. And right now, this fear is only a part of my life. It's not the whole of my life. My life is not defined by this fear of examination, right? So every problem, every issue that we are having is only a part of us. It's not the whole of us. And therefore, we have to acknowledge them as parts only. If we make them whole, then it will engulf us, right? So going back to something called the set up statement. How do we set up talking about the problem when we are doing EFT? So we add a phrase called even though. In Hindi, that phrase will be halaki. So I'm making it clear for the Hindi speaking participants. Even though is also translated as halaki. So we add even though, and then we talk of the problem. We state the problem. How do we state the problem? For example, if I have a pain in my right shoulder, so I would say, even though I have this pain on my right shoulder, right? That is how you set up. Why do you add even though? You add even though, because if you keep saying, I have pain in my right shoulder, I have pain in my right shoulder, I have pain in my right shoulder, and you keep tapping, so maybe the pain in the right shoulder will increase because you are talking about it and you are giving energy to it. So you use the line, you reverse it by saying, even though I have this pain on my right shoulder. And then the next part of the line comes, I still choose to heal and integrate. I want to heal this pain and integrate it. Because it's a part of me, I can heal it. Therefore, I can integrate it also. Heal and integrate that part of me, as in the painful part of me, and I still choose to love and accept myself, which means even if I have this pain, I know it's in my shoulder, and I acknowledge that this is a part of me. And because it is a part of me, therefore, I have total acceptance of it. It might be paining right now, but it's a part of me. I have acceptance of it. And the moment I have acceptance of it, I can also heal it and integrate it with the rest of me. And then I choose to love and accept myself. However, mind you that there are many people, including me, who might find it difficult to say, I love and accept myself, because we have not learned to do that. A lot of people are facing emotional issues because self love is not there. And it's not anyone's fault. It's how things are, it's how things have unfolded. Whenever disturbing emotions like guilt, disappointment, helplessness, anger comes up, it is certainly difficult to say, I love and accept myself. In those situations, it is also fine to say, I choose to be okay. Because some people, some clients may not say, I love and accept myself. Okay? So let's just do our first round of the basic recipe. Okay? So let's consider we have a pain in the right shoulder. How do you go about it? You begin to tap. You can start from here to here, as in the head to the karate chop, or you can start from karate chop to the head also. Sometimes the head portion is also not taken into account, but you can start here. Now, I basically start from here to the head, okay? But you can do it the other way around also. There is no problem in doing that. So you start tapping and you start saying, even though I have this pain in my right shoulder, even though it's paining a lot, I still choose to heal and integrate that part of me. And I still choose to love and accept myself. Even though I'm having this pain in my right shoulder right now, it's paining on my right shoulder. I still choose to heal and integrate that painful part of me. And I still choose to love and accept myself. Even though it's paining in my right shoulder, I feel a lot of pain in my right shoulder right now. I still choose to heal and integrate that part of me, the painful part of me. And I still choose to love and accept myself. Pain in my right shoulder. This pain in my right shoulder. Pain in my right shoulder. Pain in my right shoulder. This pain in my right shoulder. Pain in my right shoulder. This pain in my right shoulder. Or you can also do this. Pain in my right shoulder. Pain in my right shoulder. I still choose to heal and integrate that part of me. And I still choose to love and accept myself. Even though I have this pain in my right shoulder. This is the second round I'm going. Even though I have this pain in my right shoulder, I still choose to heal and integrate that part of me. And I still choose to love and accept myself. Even though I can feel this pain even right now in my right shoulder, I still choose to heal and integrate that painful part of me. And I choose to love and accept myself. Even though I can feel this pain in my right shoulder right now, it's paining on my right shoulder. I still choose to heal and integrate that part of me, that painful part of me. And I still choose to love and accept myself. Pain in my right shoulder. I feel this pain in my right shoulder. 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 Feel this pain in my right shoulder. 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 I still choose to heal and integrate that painful part of me, and I still choose to love and accept myself. And then you put both of your hands on your chest, close your eyes, and take slow, deep, long breath. You let the pain go. So this is how the basic recipe is done. Now, two important things before we go into the basic recipe completely. I did not ask myself or anyone how much was the pain in the beginning of the process. Now, as I had mentioned, that it is very, very important to test the process. So initially, you are supposed to ask yourself or whoever you are working with that on a scale of 1 to 10, how much is it? How much painful is it? If you are working with pain. If you're working with irritation, then how much irritation is it? Some people will say 8, some people will say 9, some people will say 7. And after this tapping, you saw me tapping for 2 rounds, right? I will come to the rounds. But first of all, after the tapping, you need to ask how much is it now on a scale of 1 to 10. Sometimes, in fact, most times, it is going to go down. If it was at 8, it will come back to 7. If it was at 9, it may come back to 6. For some people, it may even go back to down 2 or 1 in just one round, you see. And really what may happen is the pain may become more. It may become more than 9. Now, we don't need to worry about it. What we need to focus on is if it has the ability to move up, it can also move down. Sometimes what will happen is it will remain the way it is. Then we will probably have to check for the fact whether the client or the patient is or myself am hydrated enough. Therefore, before every round of EFT and after every round of EFT, you are supposed to drink water because you will need hydration in order to allow the emotional energy, the prana, the chi, the vital life force to flow through you. Okay? Now, the second point that you must have observed is I stated the whole statement here. I talked about even though I have this pain in my right shoulder, I was very specific. I did not say shoulder, I said right shoulder. And then I said, I love and accept myself. I choose to heal and integrate that part of me. And I choose to love and accept myself. That's what I said. However, even after that, I kept on tapping this portion and this portion and all these other points. When I was tapping these other points, I did not say the whole statement of even though I have this pain in my right shoulder. I just said pain in my right shoulder, 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 pain in my right shoulder. Which means when you are tapping on these points, including the collarbone and below the underarm and this point, you just say the keywords. You don't have to say the entire line, right? So when you come back here, you complete it. That I love and accept myself. What I did was I did 3 rounds here, and then I said I love and accept myself 3 times, and then I went over the entire keyword portion. Just the reminder phrase. So here we just do the reminder phrase to remind ourselves. Pain in the shoulder, right shoulder, pain in the right shoulder, pain in the right shoulder, pain in the right shoulder. Just the reminder phrase or just the keywords. The reminder phrase is the phrase that you use to remind. The setup statement is here. The reminder phrase is all the way here to the gamut point till here. Okay. So I'll give you another example this time through which you can figure out, okay, this entire process. Okay. So for example, if I have, say, fear of maths examination that is coming up tomorrow. Okay, so we work on that. Firstly, we begin to tap. Even though I'm scared of the maths examination that is coming up tomorrow, even though I'm really scared, when I think of maths examination, it brings up great fear in me. I still choose to heal and integrate that part of me, and I still choose to love and accept myself. In the meantime, while I'm tapping, also notice that probably the fear of maths examination is maybe 9 out of 10. Okay? Even though I'm scared of the maths examination that is coming up tomorrow, this fear, 9 out of 10. Even though I'm really scared that a maths examination is coming up tomorrow, I don't know what will happen. I still choose to heal and integrate that part of me. And I still choose to love and accept myself. Even though I'm really scared that maths examination is coming up tomorrow. And I'm scared thinking about it. Even though the thought of the examination, the maths examination, brings up great fear in me. I'm really scared. I still choose to heal and integrate that part of me. And I still choose to love and accept myself. Scared of the maths examination tomorrow. This fear of the maths examination tomorrow. Scared of the maths examination tomorrow. Fear of the maths examination. Scared of the maths examination. This fear of maths examination tomorrow. 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 I still choose to heal and integrate that part of me. And I still choose to love and accept myself. And then you do one more round of this, and then you check that initially the fear of the maths examination tomorrow was at 9. How much is it? Has it come down below 9? Is it more than 9? Is it at 9? For 95% of the cases, it will come down. Sometimes there are also remaining fear. And say someone is having at 9, it may come down to 6, but the fear at 6 may still be a fear, right? So then you use another round where you say, Even though I have this remaining fear, some fear has been left of the maths examination tomorrow. Initially it was at 9, now it is at 6. Even though some fear remains, even though I have this remaining fear of the maths examination tomorrow, I still choose to heal and integrate that part of me. And I still choose to love and accept myself. Even though I have this remaining fear, 6 out of 10, of the maths examination tomorrow, some fear has remained. I still choose to heal and integrate that part of me. And I still choose to love and accept myself. Even though some part of my fear has remained of the maths examination tomorrow, I have this remaining fear in me of the maths examination tomorrow. I still choose to heal and integrate that part of me. And I still choose to love and accept myself. This remaining fear of the maths examination tomorrow. Remaining fear of the maths examination tomorrow. 6 out of 10 remaining fear of the maths examination tomorrow. This remaining fear in me of the maths examination tomorrow. Remaining fear, 6 out of 10 of the maths examination tomorrow. Remaining fear of the maths examination tomorrow, 6 out of 10. This remaining fear of the maths examination tomorrow. Some remaining fear of the examination tomorrow, maths examination. Some remaining fear of the maths examination tomorrow. I still choose to heal and integrate that remaining fearful part of me. And I still choose to love and accept myself. Both of your hands, close your eyes and take slowly long breath and blow it out. So that's how you do it. It may come down to 4, it may come down to 3, it may even go down to 2, 1, or even 0. If it remains at 3, at 4, then maybe you will have to do another round. I will also teach you how to go round by round for every aspect, for every problem, for every issue. But for right now, this is what the basic recipe is. Remember 2 very important points that before you begin to tap, you need to give that particular problem a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being maximum, 1 being minimum. In technical language, it's called SUD. Subjective unit of disturbance, subjective unit of distress, whatever you call it. The point is, it's a unit. 10 is maximum and 1 is minimum. And then you mark it at some level. If it is at 9, 8, and then post every round of EFT, you check. I usually do 2 rounds in one go. Okay, you can also do 3 rounds in one go. There is nothing rigid about it. It's pretty flexible. So I do one whole round is 2 rounds of this, and then I check, and then another round which includes 2 rounds of this, tapping here and tapping on the key points and coming here, tapping here, tapping on the key points and coming here. That's 2 rounds of one large round. That's how we did. So if you're getting confused, then first thing is go over this video once again, see the demo that I have done and in how many rounds I have done. And secondly, if you have any questions, you can always ask me. However, I assure you that all this confusion will fade away because the technique is, number 1, very, very fluid, and number 2, as you see more and more videos of mine, wait for those videos. This whole technical part, this whole structural part will become clear. The second thing that I wanted to tell you is, please remember that here, and on all those points apart from the karate chop, you just have to say the reminder phrase or the keywords. Just it, whatever the problem is. Just the reminder phrase, and then I choose to heal and integrate that part of me, and I choose to love and accept myself. So first point was numbering it 1 to 10. Second point was when you tap on all of the points, you just use the reminder phrase or the keywords. And also, of course, please go through your manuals. You don't have to read the entire manual, but maybe you can read up this basic recipe part at least. And if you have any questions, you can always ask me and I will try to answer all of your questions. Plus, I will come up with the next video very soon. Tomorrow, we will meet for the next video, where I will probably talk about how to use different anchors, how to be more specific in EFT, how to deal with multiple aspects in EFT, and how all these aspects form an umbrella over one main issue. So, looking forward to see all of you then. Thank you so much. And please do practice the basic recipe. Take up simple problems, be it a headache, be it fear, or be it some form of anxiety. Please take it up and try to practice the basic recipe at least. And then we will progress to more and more advanced techniques. Thank you so much. See you then.